Hi, welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all Superman related news that happened during the week April 15th to April 21st, 2011. Baseline Studio System, a database that has outed secretive films in the past, posted the following alleged description for Man of Steel. A young reporter named Clark Kent roams the world covering various news stories. When he is compelled to use his secret powers to intervene in a crisis in West Africa, he returns to Smallville to learn more about his origins and the hero he was born to be. Now, this sounds very similar in context to Mark Waid's Superman Birthright comic book miniseries from a few years ago, but remember, this is just an unconfirmed rumour at this point in time. TotalFilm.com grabbed a word with Bryan Singer recently and asked the director of Superman Returns how he'd approach a new Superman movie if he had a chance to do it all again. He said, "If I'm really honest, what I probably would have done is go back and retell the origin story with someone like Nicholas Hoult playing Clark Kent Superman." In TV news, Jim Bennett has updated our Smallville episode guide with his summary of the most recent Season 10 episode, Kent, while Douglas Trumbull handed in his review for the same episode, giving it a 4 out of 5 rating. Julian Finn's review should be posted on the site around the same time you're watching this. Booster, the 18th episode of the 10th and final season of Smallville, airs tonight, Friday, April 22nd at 8 PM on the CW. In this episode, Lois advises Clark on how to distinguish himself from the Blur, but when a fame-seeking hero from the future begins stealing the limelight, Lois goes on a mission to spotlight the Blur. Look for our episode summary and reviews in the days following this episode. TheTrades.com spoke with actor Eric Martsolf about his guest appearance on Smallville as the character Booster Gold. He said, "Booster is just a misunderstood man that is a product of a very awful childhood. He had many things that he had to overcome, and he eventually turns to becoming a superhero as a way out." TVGuide.com asked Smallville executive producer Kelly Souders whether we'll see Lois and Clark tie the knot in the series finale. She said, "At the end of the day, with everything that they are juggling in their lives, the question is whether or not they feel like getting married is really the most responsible thing." As for how fans will react to the series finale, she said, "I think that they will love the moments that will come in the finale. It's hard for anyone to be satisfied when something is coming to an end." E-Online asked Souders about the upcoming episode titled Prophecy. She explained it was an idea that came out of the writer's room to give Lois Clark's powers. Lois learns a lot from it, a lot of good, some of it bad. The CW released the official description for the 2-part finale of the Smallville TV series. It reads, "The story of Clark Kent culminates in this epic 2-hour series finale as Clark takes the last step to becoming the Man of Steel." With surprise guest appearances, nods to the first few seasons of the series, and Michael Rosenbaum's return as Lex Luthor, this final episode wraps up a decade-long story following one man's journey to become the world's greatest superhero. The 2-hour finale will air on Friday, May 13th from 8 PM on the CW. TV Guide magazine sat down with Tom Welling and asked him to reflect on 10 long seasons of the show, how he feels about the series, and how hard it was to stick to the no flights, no tights rule. He said, "No, early on with the concept of the show, it was never an option. There's been times when people wanted us to do it, but it's never been what the show is going to be." Speaking of the TV Guide magazine, Tom Welling and Erica Durance made the cover of the April 11th edition, which hit newsstands on Thursday, April 7th. However, if you didn't pick up a copy or you don't live in the USA, you can buy a copy online from buysub.com. Cassidy Freeman participated in a few interviews this week, talking about the final episodes of Smallville. As for her thoughts on the series finale, she said, "I think it's a really, really beautiful ending. I remember when we finally got the last scripts, I called Brian Peterson and Kelly Souders to tell them what an incredible job they did. I read it and got chills. It's awesome." TVLine.com spoke with Michael Rosenbaum recently about his new TV series Breaking In and asked him about his return to Smallville for the series finale. He said he was really nervous, explaining, "It felt so surreal. I was going, can I do this? And finally you just do it." Tom Welling will be appearing on the Thursday, May 12th edition of the Jimmy Kimmel Live show on ABC in the US. Free tickets for those in the Los Angeles area who would like to be in the audience are still available via oneiota.com. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes from the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Check out his review of the Season 5 episode The Tomb of Zaharan, in which Lois and Jimmy are kidnapped when Lois is mistaken for being a princess. Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Superman 710, which was reviewed by Ralph Silver, who gave it a 5 out of 5, calling it a charming little story. While Superboy number 6 was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said expertly crafted, and he also gave it a 5 out of 5 rating. Superman comic shipping this week from April 20th include DC Universe Online Legends number 6, which is also available in digital format. Justice League of America number 56, which is available in a variant cover. Power Girl number 23 features Superman. Supergirl number 63. Superman Batman number 83. Teen Titans number 94. Tiny Titans number 39. Young Justice number 3. And Superman Batman Worship Trade paperback. In other news, Picture Window Books announced the winner of its nationwide student writing contest, My Pet is Super. Chloe Nyberg, a third grader at Purtle Elementary School in Lincoln, Nebraska, won first place winner, selected from more than 450 entries. Chloe's fictional characters Luna Moon, a beagle with super sniffing talents, and Sprightly Steve, a Pomeranian Chihuahua with lightning speed, will be featured characters in an upcoming DC Super Pets book. And that's all the news there was for the week April 15th to April 21st. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com, wishing you all a happy Easter.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, welcome to Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. I recently had the privilege of watching Superman Batman Apocalypse. I know I'm a little bit behind the times as it came out over a year ago, but I must say, if you haven't seen this one, rush out, buy it, rent it, check it out right now. I watched it on Netflix and I was very, very happy with the results. There's a few things I want to point out right up front. Though Batman is in this story, he does not necessarily take center stage. He does a lot of cool Batman things. He probably has the funniest line in the movie. If any of you can guess what that is, you win. I laughed out loud. I watched it twice, and when he says this line, I love it. But he is not the one that's the be-all, end-all in this movie. And I gotta say that it's one of the first times that when Batman plays a prominent role in these Bruce Timm features, that he is not the one who comes out on top all the time. He does a lot of cool things, but Superman and primarily Supergirl are the focus of this movie. I was surprised. I didn't read a whole lot about it. I didn't know Wonder Woman was going to be in it. I did read the story in the comics, so I know she played a role as well. But based on the history of these features, the Bruce Timm crew and the people who put these movies together don't always use the other superheroes that are in them. When we watched Superman Doomsday, many of us were disappointed that there was no Superboy, no Eradicator, no Cyborg Superman, no Steel, and that the story was changed. And it was made quite different than the story we remember from the comics. Watching Apocalypse, I find myself wishing that they had waited until now to make the Doomsday movie, because I think that they would include some more of those plot elements that were left out, and I think that they've got a better grasp on how to handle these in feature-style formats. The action was great. The fight scenes were wonderful. There's one fight scene in particular where Wonder Woman meets the Furies, and some of the choreography during the fights, it's just some of the greatest I've seen in animation, and I love it. The music is moving and stirring. There's a sequence in the middle of the movie that girls will love, young girls in particular, and I know this because my 4-year-old sat next to me and watched it fully raptured on the screen and didn't take her attention away, and it wasn't until some violence started occurring that she said, "Daddy, I don't want to watch this anymore, I don't like this movie." And it was cute. But that's a very touching sequence. The movie is just great. I've watched it twice now, and I plan on showing some other people. I think it's the best one in the series so far. So go check it out. Superman Batman Apocalypse in theaters now. Well, not really, but you can get it just about any format imaginable. Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember, look up in the sky.